Hi, Eric with North American Rider Magazine. Well, I just wanted to come here and give you another update for the week, and this will be, I believe, update number 4. And so, with everything that's going on, just wanted to take a few minutes and just find out how you're all doing. So anyway, another beautiful day out here, good day for a ride, and we're just hoping that this thing is nearing its end. It sounds like it may be, as I heard today that the governor of Georgia has released some the restrictions and allowing some of the businesses to open. So let's talk about it in this update. So we'll transition here in just a second. I get the bike cut off, get it put away, get it put in the garage, and I'll be right back, and we'll do an update for North American Rider Magazine. This is April 21st. April 21st, 2020. Hi, Eric with North American Rider Magazine once again, coming back to you from just finishing off the intro that we did out in the driveway as I put the bike back in the garage after having it out today. And just wanted to come to you and bring you a couple quick updates. It won't be a long video. I want to say I'm not certain how this is looking. I know I've got a banner up behind me that I stuck up over top of the insulation. I'm in the new office, in the new studio, and we're using the studio lights, and I think it's putting a glare on that banner behind me. But I just wanted to come to you and shoot this in the new studio and see how it did with the lighting, and we'll get it fine tweaked and get it all together sooner or later here. Anyway, just catching up. Like I said, there's not a whole lot different between now and the video that we did just a few days ago, last week, as far as the coronavirus. And I think we're all getting tired of the coronavirus. Needless to say, today Georgia did loosen its restrictions and opened some restaurants. They opened barber shops, opened bowling alleys, so they are starting to allow some social interaction, and we'll see how that goes. Here in Alabama, our governor came on today and said she's going to extend the stay-in-place order until the end of the month. So things are gradually making an effort to get back to normal anyway, and it'll be good that we can get out and ride again as a group and be able to socialize. And I ride a Goldwing. I'm a member of the GWRRA, and the standing joke about that is it's the Goldwing Restaurant Riders Association. We like to ride and go to the restaurants at different places and fellowship and have time together. So with everything that is still status quo, if you will, let me just make mention of a couple things, and then we'll end this video so that we keep it fairly short. Number one, keep your eyes open for the new edition of North American Rider Magazine. It'll be out in about a week and a half, I expect, somewhere towards the end of the month when we normally release. And we got some good articles in there. Gary Tater Tolm is again back this month. He's one of our favorite authors. He writes series a lot of times of his adventures across the country and on his Ultra Classic. He and his wife, they go quite often on long distance rides, and he writes about them, does an excellent job. He's got a new series that'll be starting in this upcoming issue, and as always, there's great articles from all of our authors. with that being said, that's going to bring me to the next point that I want to talk about. You know, North American Rider and previously Southeastern Rider magazine have always been free of charge unless you ordered a paper copy. Well, with it being free of charge, our authors also contribute their articles, and you know, because they have a love to write and a love to share the adventures that they experience out there on the road, and they just you know, they're like all of us. They like to talk about their bikes, you know, and that's their pride and joy, and so they share their stories, and they do it just because of a love, and they don't receive anything for that. With it being a free magazine, you know, for 6 years now we've been in publication, and we have a couple of advertisers. We keep our advertisers at a very minimum, so that we can have just enough to be able to cover the cost of the magazine and not cover you up full of advertisements, but have content, stories to be able to read. And therefore we're also able to keep the magazine free of charge. With all that being said, I'd like to be able to do something for our authors during this time. We've got a couple of authors that have been laid off. I've got a couple of authors that have had direct family members affected by the coronavirus. So it's a hard time for all of us. I understand that. You know, I'm in the same boat. Not only do I publish the magazine, but I own a computer repair business. And right now I've lost just about 3/4 of my customers and my clients, both in the magazine as far as our advertisers that were there, the few that we had, and in my computer business. So we're all in the same boat together. But I would like to do something special for our authors. So I'm going to create a Patreon page, and I'll put a link to it on the bottom in here. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Patreon, it's a place where you can go and you can make donations and support what we're doing. So I'm going to ask if you like to read our magazine, and every month, you know, we publish the magazine not only out to a mailing list, and you can get on that mailing list by going to our website at www.northamericanrider.com. Sign up for the mailing list. You'll get a direct link in your email to the latest issue when it comes out. But also, many of you see us on Facebook. We are in about 75 different motorcycle groups on Facebook, and each and every month we put a free link to the magazine in the Facebook groups. So if you enjoy the magazine and you read, just beware that the authors are putting their articles in there because of a love they have for this hobby, or this lifestyle, I should say, not just a hobby but a lifestyle. And they love to share their stories. They love to share about their bikes. They love to share about their adventures, as we all do, and they do so freely. So at this time, especially during the coronavirus, I'd like to do something a little special for them. So if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind going to our Patreon account and then just making a contribution there so that we can help those that have been affected by the coronavirus, whether it be they've been laid off or whether they've got family members that have been touched by the coronavirus itself. We're all in this together. We're uniting together as a country. Of course, the biking community has always been solid and been there for one another. And this is a time which I'm just asking that we reach out and just help those that are in need right now during this particular time. So with all that being said, I want to cut this short. We're running on about 8 minutes. So as always, ride safe and ride often. Until the next time that we meet, this is Eric for North American Rider Magazine.